As the echoes of celebration continue to ring around the Emirates Stadium and far beyond North London, it feels only right to continue this reflection on a night that once again underlined why Arsenal's journey this season has captured so much attention. Yesterday's victory against Wolverhampton Wanderers was not merely another 3 points added to the league table. It was a reminder of the resilience, belief, and collective spirit that now defines this Arsenal side. In moments where doubt briefly crept in, the team responded not with panic, but with persistence. And in doing so, they delivered a result that may yet prove pivotal as the season unfolds. From the perspective of Arsenal News Now, this was the kind of match that tells you more about a team's title credentials than a comfortable 4-0 win ever could. Dominant victories are reassuring, but grinding out a result under pressure, especially when time appears to be slipping away, speaks to something deeper. It speaks to mentality. It speaks to leadership on the pitch. It speaks to a group of players who believe, even in the most chaotic moments, that the game can still be won. That belief was written all over the final minutes of yesterday's contest, when Arsenal refused to accept a draw and instead forced fate to tilt in their favor once more. The reaction after the final whistle said everything. Players collapsed to the turf in exhaustion and relief. Substitutes sprinted onto the pitch in celebration, and supporters erupted with a roar that carried the weight of 90 minutes of tension. This was not a routine win that would be quickly forgotten. This was the kind of victory that bonds players and fans together, the kind that lives on in memory because of how it made everyone feel in those final, breathless seconds. Arsenal News Now has followed countless matches over the years, but nights like these stand out because they encapsulate the raw emotion of football in its purest form. What also deserves emphasis is the way Arsenal maintained their composure after the late equalizer. When Wolves scored in the 90th minute, many teams would have mentally checked out, content to salvage a point after conceding so late. Arsenal did the opposite. They regrouped immediately, pushed bodies forward, and trusted their patterns of play. There was no sense of desperation in their final attack, only purpose. The ball was moved wide, the cross was delivered with conviction, and pressure was applied inside the box. The resulting own goal was not luck in isolation. It was the consequence of sustained pressure and an unrelenting desire to force one last moment. In the context of Arsenal's season, this victory could become a reference point in the months ahead. Title races are often decided by fine margins, by single moments that swing momentum and belief. When teams look back at why they succeeded or failed, they often point to matches like this one. Arsenal, by refusing to drop points against a struggling opponent despite adversity, sent a message not only to their rivals, but also to themselves. They showed that even when performance levels dip slightly, even when the game becomes messy and unpredictable, they still possess the tools to come out on top. From an individual standpoint, several players emerged with credit from this encounter. Bukayo Saka, in particular, embodied Arsenal's attacking intent throughout the match. Though he did not register a goal to his name, his influence was undeniable. Time and again, he drove at his marker, delivered dangerous balls into the area, and refused to shy away from responsibility. His involvement in both decisive moments highlighted his growing stature as a player who shapes outcomes, even when the scoreboard does not immediately reflect his contribution. Arsenal News Now has long highlighted Saka's importance to this team, and nights like these only reinforce that assessment. Equally important was the role played by the substitutes. Mikel Arteta's decision to introduce fresh legs late on injected renewed energy into Arsenal's attack. Gabriel Jesus, in particular, brought intensity and movement that unsettled Wolves' defenders in the closing stages. His presence forced mistakes, drew defenders out of position, and contributed directly to the chaos that led to the winning goal. This ability to impact games from the bench is a hallmark of strong squads, and it is something Arsenal will rely upon heavily as fixture congestion increases. Defensively, there will be lessons to take away, and Arsenal News Now would be remiss not to acknowledge them. Conceding a late goal, especially from a cross into the box, will concern the coaching staff. Fine margins at this level can be costly, and ensuring concentration until the very last whistle remains an area for improvement. Yet, the response to that setback was what truly mattered. Rather than allowing the concession to define the evening, Arsenal rewrote the narrative within minutes, turning potential frustration into jubilation. For the supporters, this match served as a powerful reminder of why belief in this team remains so strong. There is a sense now that Arsenal are capable of navigating the unpredictable nature of a Premier League season. They can dominate when required, but they can also fight, scrap, and find solutions when games refuse to follow the expected script. This adaptability is crucial in a league where no fixture is straightforward and where every opponent arrives with something to prove. As Arsenal News Now looks ahead to the coming weeks, this victory provides a platform to build upon.
The league table reflects Arsenal's strong position, but momentum is about more than numbers. It is about confidence, unity, and the feeling within the squad that setbacks are temporary and challenges are there to overcome. Yesterday's win reinforced all of those qualities. It showed a team that trusts its process and its people, right until the very end. In conclusion, this dramatic triumph over Wolves will be remembered not just for its unusual goals or its chaotic finale, but for what it revealed about Arsenal's character. It was a test of patience, nerve, and belief, and Arsenal passed that test in the most dramatic fashion possible. As the season continues and the pressure intensifies, nights like this may well be looked back upon as defining moments in the story of Arsenal's campaign. For now, the message from Arsenal News Now is clear. This is a team that refuses to give in, refuses to settle, and refuses to stop believing until the final whistle sounds.